Day 3 of the College World Series in 2025 has wrapped up, and well, it could have been a 2-0 day for your boy. Except Arizona snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. A couple of errors in the bottom of the 8th inning spelled doom for the Wildcats as their season comes to a disappointing end from what went to being one of the favorites to win the Big 12. They don't win the Big 12 regular season. They take the Big 12 title. They're playing really well down the stretch, playing hot, and then some of the issues that they had during the regular season reared their ugly head here tonight or today in the afternoon game against Louisville, as Louisville really sped them up. Dan McDonnell, head coach of Louisville, mentioned in the opening press conference, I believe, of the College World Series, how they have that. I don't know if this was his exact phrase, but it's a Muhammad Ali mentality. I asked him about that today, and he preaches to the team, fight, fight, fight. They have a tremendous record, run differential, in the 7th inning or later in baseball games. Today, they put up 6 runs in their final at-bat. Even on Friday, they put up 3 runs in their final at-bat against Oregon State. It's been very evident that this team has a whole lot of fight in it, and it will not go down with a whimper. And they made that known against Arizona. They literally just took a base when the pitcher had the ball on the mound and just was not paying attention. It was that bad. It got that bad Arizona's dismay and defensive issues they've had for a lot of this year. Second game, picked it correctly with Coastal Carolina. Jacob Morrison is a dog, man, a dog. The Michigan man representative here in the College World Series. Not only is he the Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year, but he displayed today that he very well could be the best pitcher in the country. And I necessarily didn't really believe that. And I try to be as biased as possible on some of these kids from the Mitten State. And he gives up 1 home run to Easton Talt. And after that, 2 big flyouts. Once he got through that little spurt, that little spell of leaving some pitches in very, very hittable locations, he was able to lock back in. He retired 16 hitters in a row after the Easton Talt home run. And Coastal Carolina took advantage of Ethan Kleinschmidt just really being uncharacteristic. That was like the first appearance this season where he's looked like a freshman. And unfortunately for Oregon State, the most inopportune time for it, because now, once again, they're going to have to do it the hard way. That's the exact phrase I was saying yesterday. Is I could see Oregon State really putting up a fight and making this one a tough one at the end. Coastal Carolina didn't allow them to. Morrison went into the 7th, I believe, 109 pitches. It started to rain, so they pulled him with, I think, 2 outs to go in the inning. Carbone, lefty, I forget if it was Carbone. I met up with Weehawk, actually, a loyal college experience follower, so I actually didn't grab the name. But then Ryan Lynch comes in, shuts the door, where Oregon State was kind of, trying to claw their way back into that thing. They made it interesting with a couple of runners on base, but unfortunately, to their viewpoint, didn't come to fruition there. And Coastal Carolina is our first team sitting pretty in the driver's seat, have an opportunity to win their bracket, play for a national championship in just 3 games, or 4 games, rather than having to win 5 and going on to the national championship series. They control their own destiny. And for Coastal Carolina fans, for Sun Belt followers, for Michigan baseball fans that are tuning in, watching one of the biggest draft prospects in the World Series that we've had in quite some time, it's very fun to think about. Very fun to think about. Let's talk about tomorrow's games. First one, Arkansas-Murray State. This line opened at 4.5, run line I'm talking about, and it's been bet down to 3.5. I truly do believe that Murray State has been competitive throughout this NCAA tournament, and they're going to continue to put up quality at bat after quality at bat. They covered in the last game the run line of plus 2.5 against UCLA, and I think there's an opportunity here. Arkansas's got all the talent in the world, and this is exactly what I've been preaching about this Murray State team. You could have more talent. You could have more draft prospects. You could have all the money and NIL in the world. It's about who's hot. And Murray State is hot. They left 9 runners on base in that UCLA game. UCLA consistently pitched out of traffic. Now, I know Arkansas's got a great pitching staff, but all the pressure, all the weight in the world is on the Arkansas shoulders. Murray State's going in there pretty free. Obviously, you want to take one, and I think that's the mentality. Let's go out there and get one. Maybe it snowballs into something with a little bit of momentum, but let's go out there and make a statement. At least they're covering the plus 3.5. I think they have a shot to win this game, because who knows where the Razorbacks' heads are at. This has been a house of horrors for them. I like the Racers, plus 3.5. Game number 2, the winner's bracket game. I don't think this one's going to be close, guys. I really don't. I think Anthony Ionson's on a mission. I think he's been the best pitcher for LSU over the last month. I said it. I believe it. I think he's going to show it against UCLA. UCLA's played 6 games up until this point in the NCAA tournament. 1 has been against a power conference team. Now, I know I just went on a spiel about how Murray State, you can win with less money, less talent, blah, 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 blah. UCLA played Arizona State in the 1-0 bracket game of their regional. Arizona State was one of the last 4 teams in. Arizona State didn't have a bullpen this season. UCLA is probably going to throw Landon Stump, who has had his moments this season, but in the biggest spots, he hasn't been sharp. And here, this place, it's all going to be yellow, and it's not UCLA yellow. It'll be purple and gold. LSU's going to win this one. Minus 2.5 is the best price. Don't lay the minus 265. Don't do the parlay that everybody's thinking they should do of LSU, Arkansas. Murray State is going to be competitive in that one. They might even steal it. That's going to wrap it up from Charles Schwab Field in Omaha for the 2025 Men's College World Series. This is your Noah Beanick. I appreciate you guys giving me the platform to do this throughout the entire college baseball season, and also for me doing it throughout the duration of the CWS. It means an absolute ton. I've been dreaming about this for multiple years now after being denied. You guys with the college experience were the ones that were allowing me to build myself into being one of the more trusted, reliable college baseball voices on the internet, allowing me to be able to boost my presence by joining an 11.7 team that was looking for, just a voice that knew the market a little bit, but also watched the games and was willing to grind because I am. And what do you know? I'm here at the College World Series, and I'm having the time of my life. It's been everything that I thought it was going to be and more. I love baseball, just the game of baseball. I love the purity of college baseball, and I hope that it remains the same. I really do. That's why Coastal Carolina winning today is so good for the damn sport. Even Oregon State, it would have been good too. But the storyline, say it with me, Chanticleers, Chanticleers, Chanticleers. We had an NCAA rep, the moderator of the press conference, pronounce it Chanticleers. And it's just like, oh my God, this team has really been doubted every step of the way. It's unbelievable. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the College Baseball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.